Your general take is it's great, but wait for the next one. Is that fair?
I think that's fair. I think that's usually fair of most first-generation Apple products, and certainly something like a watch, right? This thing looks really nice for now, but when I look at it, I just see how much better it's going to get in terms of hardware, and software also has a little bit of a ways to go.
Ed, Joanna's colleague Jeff Fowler over at the Journal, and I quote, "If you can tolerate single-day battery life, half-baked apps, and inevitable obsolescence, you can now wear the future on your wrist." Why is that wrong?
It's not wrong. You know what? I want one anyway. I mean, it's kind of like the first iPhone, you know? How many of us wanted the first iPhone? It was a great product, but when you look at it now, you know, through the prism of history, it's obviously not what the iPhone became from generation to generation. I think we're going to see the same thing with the watch. That said, I think it's already ahead. I said it's second to none to the other smartwatches out there, which maybe isn't saying a lot. I mean, I haven't found a smartwatch to date that I was willing to buy. This thing looks like a really nice watch, and that can't be minimized. This is something we wear. You're not ashamed to be out in public being seen wearing this thing.
Joanna, quoting from your piece here, it says, "We buy it because we want to look our best," and that's what Apple does. Are you focused mostly on the look of it, the jewelry aspect, the fashion aspect, as opposed to what it actually can do for our lives, the purpose aspect?
Kind of both there. So I think one of the big things Apple is trying to do here is sell a luxury item to people, that we just want to wear something that makes us look cool, that actually sort of enhances our status. But I think the other thing they want to do here to make us look good is also make our bodies look better, to make us healthier. And so a lot of the things I talk about in my piece is this is a fitness gadget and how it's better than many of those Fitbits out there. Yes, it's way more expensive, but it gives you more accurate data, and because you want to wear it all day long, it actually serves its purpose.
Ed, a lot of discussion about battery life, especially when this thing was still on the drawing board. How good is it?
Well, like most things, like your phone, you're going to have to charge it nightly. Apple's saying about 18 hours, day and a half. In my tests, that actually seems about right. I did charge it every night, but by the time I charged it well into the evening, I still had, 30% battery, give or take. So, yeah. But you do have to charge it on a daily basis, or at least every day and a half.
I'm going to chime in there and say one thing that definitely does hit the battery life more is if you're using this as a fitness tracker.
Yes.
Exercise kills the battery on here. So days where I went to a 45-minute spinning class, it was dying by 8 or 9 p.m.
Not a problem for me there.
Because you don't do 45 minutes?
No.
Joanna, I'm not clear whether you would never buy one because it will always become outdated, or you just think that this is the first one and therefore you'll wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'm personally going to buy one. I'm going to buy the cheaper version.
I thought you said in the article, but when people said, should I buy one, you said no.
I said to most people they should not buy one.
Right.
Right? When people look at this and say, should I buy one? Is it going to fix my life? Is it going to do all these great things for me? I said, I think you should wait. I do not think you should buy this first one to the average consumer. Are early adopters going to buy this? Of course. Also, they're going to buy the $350 version to see if it fits in their life.
But it also occupies a particular place in this country, doesn't it? At social engagements. The question is, how many of the 320 million people living here will buy one in the knowledge they may have to replace it 2 or 3 years down the line? Or more importantly, it's the gift that you buy for somebody who already has everything but the latest version of the watch.
I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right in those senses. I think the big question becomes, how often will we have to update this, right? With the iPhone, we update every 2 years. It makes sense. Here, are we updating our watch every 2 years? I don't think so. And so when I look at this, I look at the side of this and I say, this thing's definitely getting thinner, right? Apple has made everything thinner always. It's made the battery life slightly better, right? But it always makes these hardware improvements.
But watches don't always get slimmer. Breitling is a huge watch and it sells very well.
Right, but when you look at this a little bit on your wrist, you say, this is a thick computer sitting on my wrist, right? I think that is where one of the big hardware improvements comes. I think battery life is another place where the big hardware improvements come. And also performance. Many of the reviews, I didn't say it in my review, but I did say it a little bit in the video review I did, it does get sluggish. That is something Apple needs to work on, both on the software and the hardware end.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Dowdy from CNBC. Thank you so much for checking out our channel. You can subscribe by clicking right here to check out the latest Mad Money CEO interviews, market news, financial advice, and product unboxing. Enjoy!